hello students, welcome back to this channel. We are studying class 10 mathematics, in that chapter 3, that is pair of linear equation in two variables. So in the previous video, that was part 1, we studied about all the concepts of linear equations, how to represent them into graph by finding various solution. So now as we have finished the graphical representation and its related concept, and also we have finished exercise 3.1. Now let us go for exercise 3.2 in this video. Now in the first question we have to form a pair of equation and we have to find the solution by graph. So we have to make the equation and then we have to draw the graph, and wherever those lines which are formed will intersect, that intersecting point will be called the solution. Okay, so let us start with making the pair of equation. Okay, now here see, the first hint is given already, 10 students of class X, right? That means those students will comprise of boys and girls, right? So number of student is given, that means the total is given. We just have to assume boys and girls. So let us assume, let boys be X and number of girls be Y. Okay, so according to the first condition, X plus Y equals to 10. This is our first equation. And you see, according to the second statement, here it is very important. Number of girls is 4 more than boys. Alright. So here you see girls and boys I am writing. And girls we have assumed that is Y and boys we have assumed that is X. Now here it is clearly mentioned that girls are 4 more. Okay. So if we want to make an equation, we need first of all an equal to sign. But to make these both sides equal, what we have to do? We have to give or add 4 towards boys side, then and only it will become equal. So let us now add 4 towards the boys side. Clear? So x plus 4, if you add 4 to the boys, now they both are equal. So this is our equation. Let us convert into normal form. So y will be on this side and 4 you give on this side. That becomes minus 4 equals to x minus y, or x minus y equals to minus 4. This is our second equation. Clear? Now right now in this video, as we have already known that how to form the lines in the graph based on the equation by solution set. So what you will do, the next you will find the solution set which will be for first equation, then plot the line, then solution set for second, plot the line, and the graph will look somewhat like this. Clear? So you can see we have drawn graph of both. Over here that is x minus y equals to minus 4, and then we have x plus y equals to 10, and you see they both are intersecting at a specific point. That point you can see x coordinate 3, y coordinate 7. So we can say that 3, 7 is the solution of this equation. That means number of boys that we have assumed to be x, that is 3, and number of girls that we have assumed, that is y, that is 7. So you can see this is our answer, which is based on the graph. Moving on to the next question. Now second question is 5 pencil and 7 pens cost rupees 50, whereas 7 pencil and 5 pens together cost rupees 46, right? So ultimately what we have to assume, one we have to assume about pen and one about pencil, right? So let us start. Let cost of one pencil be rupees X and cost of 1 pen be rupees Y. So according to the first statement, we have 5 pencil and 7 pens. So 1 pencil X, right? So 5 pencil 5X plus 1 pen is Y, so 7 pen will be 7Y, and the total cost will be rupees 50. This is our first equation. Now second equation is 7 pencil and 5 pens. So if 1 pencil is X, then 7 pencil will be 7X. Then we have 5 pens, that is 5Y, and then they together cost 46. So this is our equation 1 and this is our equation 2. Now you make the solution set of both the equations and draw the graph of both the equations. You see that both these lines, they intersect in the first quadrant, and they are intersecting at a point whose x coordinate, you see carefully, is 3 and y coordinate is 5. So what we can infer from this, that this is our solution, and if one pencil was rupees X, so X coordinate will be the answer, so that is rupees 3, and one pen was rupees Y, so its value is the Y coordinate that we have got 5. That's it. Now question number 2 is compare A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and C1 by C2 of these two equations and find out that the equation either intersect at a point, are parallel or are coincident. So it is very easy. You see, if in case A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, then we have answer as the lines intersect at a point. Now if A1 by A2 equals to B1 by B2 equals to C1 by C2, then the lines are parallel. And the last one is if we have some shortage of space, so let us see, if A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 but is not equal to C1 by C2, then they have coincident lines. So these three conditions that we must understand, then we will find the answer very quickly, right? So now first equation A1x plus B1y plus C equals to 0, and second is A2x plus B2y plus C2 equals to 0. So what we will do, we will see whether what is the coefficient and how is the condition satisfied. So A1 by A2 I am writing 5 by 7, B1 by B2 is minus 4 by 6, and C1 by C2 is 8 upon minus 9. So you see, this is satisfying the condition, that is lines intersect at a point, right? That is A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, right? So these lines, they intersect at a point, so it will have one unique solution. Clear? Now moving on to the second one. Here you see A1 by A2 is 9 by 18, B1 by B2 is 3 upon 6, and C1 by C2 is 12 upon 24. And if you can cancel all of them, you will get that all of them are having the answer as 1 by 2. So what is our answer? Our answer is that these equations show that the lines are parallel. Clear? And now let us go for the last one, that is A1x, that is 6 upon 2, then we have minus 3 upon minus 1, then we have 10 upon 9. So look carefully and try to make it simple. Like you see, here it is 1, 3, 2 3s are 6, minus minus cancel, so 1 and 3, and over here no cancellation is possible. So this determines that we have A1 by A2 and B1 by B2 equal, but then C1 by C2 is not equal. That's why these lines are coincident lines. Clear? So just remember the conditions and you will get the answers easily. Now in the third question, again we have to do the same, compare A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and C1 by C2. But now we have to determine whether the line equations are consistent or non-consistent. So I have written the conditions in which the equations are consistent, that is A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, consistent. A1 by A2, B1 by B2, C1 by C2, all same, then also consistent. Now there is only one condition in which the lines equations are not consistent, that is A1 by A2 equals to B1 by B2 but not equals to C1 by C2. Clear? So now let us see by the questions how we can get the answers. So here we have A1 by A2 as 3 upon 2. Over here we have B1 by B2 as 2 upon minus 3 and C1 is 5 upon 7. Now C1 by C2, why it is 5 upon 7? Because if you take both of them on the left hand side, both will become minus, and ultimately if we put minus minus, they will be positive. Right? So here you see which condition is satisfied. Condition A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. So which pair? The linear equation pair is consistent. Clear? Moving on to on this side, we have A1 by A2 as 2 by 4, B1 by B2 as minus 3 by minus 6, and again here we have minus 8 by minus 9 as C1 by C2. 8 and 9 I have taken on the other side to make it in form of general equation. Now if you cancel, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, minus minus plus, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6. A1 by A2 and B1 by B2 is same. They are equal, but C1 by C2 is not same, so we can say that these are inconsistent pair of equations. Now third is 3 by 2x plus 5 by 3y is equal to 7, and the second equation gives 9x minus 10y equals to 14. So look carefully, here we have equation in form of ratio, right? But we have to follow the same rule. So 3 by 2 will become A1, 5 by 3 will become B1, and 7 over this side, also here 14 on this side, right? So that is how they will be in normal form. Now let us see what is A1 by A2. Over here it is 3 by 2 upon A2 is 9. B1 by B2, here 5 by 3 upon minus 10, and C1 by C2, here is minus 7 upon minus 14. Now simplify, the denominator will go in denominator, right? The denominator in the numerator, that is 2 over here, will go towards the real denominator. Same way 3 will go over here. So this will become 3 upon 9 into 2. Here it will be 5 upon minus 10 into 3, and here it is minus 7 upon minus 14. Now let us see what is the simple form. 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9, 5 1s are 5, 5 minus 2s are minus 10, and here minus minus cancel, 1 upon 2. Now see, here we have 1 upon 6, here we have 1 upon minus 6, here we have 1 upon 2. So clearly it is A1 by A2 not equal to B1 by B2. So they are consistent. Same way you can solve question number 4 and 5 in this question number 3 and find out that they are consistent. Now in question number 4 of exercise 3.2, we have been asked two different things. First of all, we have to decide whether the pairs are consistent or inconsistent by doing the ratio A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. And if in case they are consistent, then we have to draw the graph and finally obtain the solution of the variables. Clear? So this is very important question. So let us start. Which pair are consistent, inconsistent? So x plus y equals to 5, 2x plus 2y equals to 10. So now carefully you see, A1 by A2 is over here, nothing is there, so 1 1, 1 upon 2. B1 by B2 is 1 upon 2 and C1 by C2 is 5 by 10. Ultimately, that is also 1 upon 2. So, we can say that here A1 by A2, B1 by B2, and that is also C1 by C2. That means these pair of equations are coincident, that means consistent, right? So we have to write the answer, that is they are consistent. And then when you obtain the solution set, they will give you few points to plot, and then by finding the solution sets, let us see what is the graph, how the graph looks like. So you see here we have a graph in which x-axis, y-axis are shown, and then we have drawn the graph of x plus y equals to 5 and 2x plus 2y equals to 10. Now why there is only one line? Because these both of the lines were coincident, means one on another. Clear? So that is why we have this kind of graph. So we can say that every point in this graph is a kind of solution, right? Because that point will be common to both the lines. That is why it can be said as solution. So we can say that these two lines or this question has infinitely many solutions. Second pair of question, x minus y equals to 8, 3x minus 3y equals to 16. So writing a1 by a2, that is 1 upon 3, b1 by b2 is minus 1 upon minus 3, and c1 by c2 is 8 upon 16. So if you see, we can over here change the sign. A1 by A2 is 1 by 3, B1 by B2 is 1 by 3. Here if you cancel, it becomes 1 by 2. So the condition satisfied over here is A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, but is not equal to C1 by C2. That is how we can say that these linear equations are inconsistent. Question number 3, you say 2x plus y minus 6 equals to 0 and 4x minus 2y minus 4 equals to 0. So let us write what is a1 by a2, that is 2 by 4, b1 by b2 is 1 upon minus 2, and c1 by c2 is minus 6 upon minus 4. So here if we cancel this, becomes 1 by 2, b1 by b2 is minus 1 by 2. So the condition satisfied is a1 by a2 is not equals to b1 by b2. So we can say that it is consistent pair of linear equation. And then what we have to do? We have to find out the solution set. So finding the solution set of first and second equation, we find and we plot the graph like this. So now you see in the first quadrant only they are intersecting, and the intersecting point you see very carefully, that is 2 and 2. That means the solution of these two lines x and y is 2 and 2. The value of x is 2 and value of y is also 2. So draw the graph very carefully, then and only you understand the answer. Moving on to the next question. The next question is 2x minus 2y minus 2 equals to 0 and 4x minus 4y minus 5 equals to 0. So finding a1 by a2 will give 2 upon 4. Then we have b1 by b2 as minus 2 upon minus 4. And then c1 by c2 is minus 2 upon minus 5. So a1 by a2 if we cancel becomes 1 upon 2. So here we can say 1 upon 2. Minus minus cancel, 1 2s are, right? So 2 2s are 4. So we can write 1 by 2. And over here minus 2 by minus 5. So cancelling the minus sign, you see the condition satisfied is a1 by a2 equals to b1 by b2, but not equals to c1 by c2. That means these equations are inconsistent and thus solution is not possible. So this is all about question number 4. Now in question number 5 we see half of the perimeter of rectangular garden, then comma is there, where extra information is given whose length is 4 more than its width, right? Then again comma is there, and the statement is complete, is 36 meter. So that is why I have written in two different shades of color. The statement, actual statement is half the perimeter of rectangular garden is 36 meter. Clear? That means half of the perimeter of the rectangle is 36 meter. Clear? And in extra statement they have given whose length is 4 more than its width. So let us assume, first of all, this is our hint. So let us start our answer like this. Let us assume, let length of garden be x meter and breadth or width is also called as width of garden be y meter. Okay, now comparison, length and width are compared. So length is x and width is y. Now length is already 4 more. Over here it is already 4 more. So if we want to put equals to, what we have to do? We have to add 4 over here. So y plus 4. Convert it into normal form. Y goes over here, becomes x minus y equals to 4. This is our first equation, right? Equation number 1. And let us go for the hint, half of perimeter. So half into perimeter is 2 into L plus B. Now over here, what is L? We have assumed that it is x and y. Now if you cancel 2 and 2, we have x plus y equals to 36, and this is our equation number 2. Clear? Now you see, again we have to form two solution set each of each equation, and if we draw or plot those points, we can get again a figure and a graph like this, right? Now if you see carefully, both the lines are intersecting. So they are intersecting exactly at 2016. That is why we can say that the value of length is 20 and the value of breadth or width we can say is 16. Clear? So that's it for today. Thank you.